I've found 15 altcoins with low capitalization and 100x growth potential. This will happen in 2024. You're on the Wolf of Crypto Street. I did a huge research and studied several hundred projects and chose the best ones. These are literally the gems to invest in this year, and this year is going to be one of the best years ever for altcoins, and we're in for explosive growth. And while our favorite long-term investment portfolio with the best coins of the crypto industry that I talked about in this video is growing, I decided to touch on the topic of speculation and pick for you the coins with maximum growth potential. If you want to take a risk and maximize your profits from this bull run, then keep watching the video. These coins are still low capitalization and are quite high risk, but the profits can be huge. If any of these projects shoot up 100 times, 200 times, or even 300 times, it will bring huge profits to the portfolio. And I anticipate your question. And when to buy them? Let's go to the charts and figure this out. In front of me right now is a chart of the capitalization of the entire market, which right now is breaking through the local high and is approaching the 2 trillion mark. At the peak in 2023, the high was in the neighborhood of 3 trillion. And in 2017 it was in the neighborhood of 700 billion. Look at what's going on here. First of all, it took 1400 days from peak to peak. So we're expecting about the same time frame until the next high. And that point will come in the middle of 2025. My average expectation for the size of the capitalization is 9 trillion. But I have a definite suspicion that this number will be a little bit higher, around 13 to 14 trillion. And the important point is that this capitalization will be in altcoins. Look, here's the Bitcoin capitalization. Its value recently hit the $1 trillion level. In this bull market, personally, I don't expect Bitcoin to go above $150,000 to $170,000. And that means that Bitcoin capitalization will be around 3 trillion and the rest will go into altcoins. That's why I say that altcoins will have super explosive growth, but you need to know which altcoins to buy. Look, I analyze the market and I divide it by sectors. And one of the hottest and most promising sectors to invest in is the artificial intelligence sector. And now we have the market capitalization without Bitcoin and Ethereum in front of us. Note that we are only at the beginning of the journey. Roughly, this is where I would compare to this area on the chart here, and this is the area I'm showing for a reason, because I personally expect before the halving. Look at the chart of all halving. There was definitely a correction before or after the halving, and I expect a more favorable entry point into the market than now, in about a month and a half. And right now, I wouldn't buy any of the coins in this video. I'm waiting for a drop and a correction. I'm expecting altcoins to fall by about 40, 50 and some by 60%. But let's say I'm wrong, it's possible. And right now we're in for the greatest bull run in history from current price values. If you think so, buy now in installments and don't invest all your money at once. But we'll talk more about risk management in this video, so expect a very good discount on altcoins. Many of you will be wondering what principle I used to choose the coins. I want to answer that I was not guided by super complex metrics and super complex analysis. I was looking for where the hype is. I looked at the news. I looked at fun publications. I looked for what's being discussed on Twitter. So for me, the main metric is HYIP. And actually, it's the main metric not just for me, but for the whole cryptocurrency market. And we're looking for sectors where there's going to be a lot of demand from people. There's another metric. If you're targeting the big X's, I wouldn't recommend buying old coins that have already given decent growth. Look, Solana, Matic, Atom, FTM, AVAX all grew wildly in the 21st year. These were the coins that people were predicting growth for, and eventually their prices went to the moon. In the current bull market, growth like Solana can only be taken off on a new coin. Solana will not grow 300x for sure, just like the Matic won't. And the 2017 coins are best forgotten. Look, there is a very important detail. I remember very well coins from the 17th year that did not grow at all in the bull market of the 21st year. No, they did, but by a factor of 2, 3, 4. The same will be true for many coins from 2021. So we only pick up coins that were created after the bull market of 21. I think you'll have another question. When should these coins be sold? My advice would be to sell the coins when Bitcoin and the whole market starts to go crazy, when it seems like it will never end and never stop, when I will get calls from old friends and familiar people asking, when do I buy and what to buy? It's at that point that it will probably make more sense to sell the entire portfolio. But if in the process some of these altcoins will grow very strongly and sharply, you should try to sell them at the maximum peak. And of course, you should sell in installments. You should not fix the whole portfolio at once. because it is very difficult to guess the peak price. And in fact, it is difficult to guess the lowest price, and therefore, if you are not yet in deals, then, as I said, you can buy in installments, but take into account that a dump could happen. And now I'm going to move on to coins, but let's pay a little bit of attention to risk management. First, do not buy any of these coins for more than 4-5% of your deposit. Secondly, do your own research and study all these projects. What is the technology, what funds are behind it, and check if there will be really wild growth I am talking about. And thirdly, you have to realize that there's potentially a very high reward here, but really, and there are risks. But if, as I said, at least a few coins shoot up by a few hundred X's, it will bring a huge profit to the deposit. I have prepared for you 12 coins that are already traded on the exchange and 3 projects that have not yet been released, but to which everyone prophesies wild growth. You will need to keep an eye on these projects. I use the CryptoRank service. It is now open in front of you. I recommend it for analysis. Here there is all the necessary information about projects, about the market, about funds and so on. The first project is Jupiter, which has recently listed on the exchange. Now its capitalization approaches 700 million. Well, as I said, I expect a correction and dump, and this project can easily fall by 50%, where we will pick it up. This is a DeFi project on Solana, and the DeFi sector is expecting very rapid growth. This coin is already trading on Binance, but don't rush to buy. The next project I am considering for my top is Pyth Network. This is a blockchain that top funds of both the first and second and other categories have entered. This coin is already trading on exchanges as well. It shows very good growth, its capitalization is already quite large, but we are waiting for a correction in order to buy this project. There is a big hype around this topic, so I am adding it to my list. Moving on. The next project, which is also entered into funds, which has a capitalization at the moment of 500 million after growing twice in a few days. But we are waiting for a correction on it as well. This is a top blockchain with top developers, top funds behind it. This coin is already trading on exchanges, and this could be the second Solana at the next bull run. I'm definitely adding this project to my list, and I would literally hold it until the last minute because it's super top. The next project is Dimension on the Cosmos blockchain, aka Atom. And you know, I'm going to make a little digression. While preparing for the video, I watched a lot of videos, and in many analyses I see Atom coin. Of course, it is a very good investment that will give profit, but it will never give profit 100 or 200 times. It has absolutely no such potential. If you are making a conservative, careful portfolio for a huge capital, then of course you should choose such projects. But if you are going for 100 X's, you need to collect projects with small capitalization. And now as the video goes on, we're going to go down in capitalization and look at coins with huge potential. And now back to the Dimension project. Its capitalization is just over $1 billion and a bit. As I said, it's an infrastructure project and it's already trading on exchanges. The next project is Hondu Finance. It is in the RVA sector. And this sector is promoted by the owner of the BlackRock fund himself, who manages $10 trillion. And he says this sector is going to grow, and he expects growth. And don't be surprised when this sector grows wildly in the new bull market, because there are no coincidences and there are no coincidences. If this man says it, then it will happen. There are top funds involved here, of course. There are a huge number of them. Capitalization at the moment is 400 million, and it will be lower when we buy. It's trading right now on the exchanges, and it's perfect for investment. The next project is about artificial intelligence. Capitalization is now up to 100 million. Given the growth that is on correction will be much lower. Top funds are participating. This is the most HYIP sector for the 24th and 25th years, which will be blown up to the sky. Perfect for my list. Moving on, the next project is Maverick Protocol. It is already traded on exchanges. At the moment, its capitalization is 160 million. Pay attention to the beautiful chart and growth. It shows the strength of the project and the interest of major players. Top funds are also on board, and the coin is traded on top exchanges. This is the perfect formula to grow at least 20 times at the peak of the market, if not much more. The next project is Nolus. It is not so famous, and of the projects we have considered in this video, it has the lowest capitalization, again taking into account the growth over the last month and a half. There is a certain risk associated with this coin, but the potential is very, very high. The next coin is Sui Pad in the Sui ecosystem. Sui coin is also very promising for this bull run, but it is already well capitalized. This is a project in its own ecosystem. Funds are already on board. Bounce off the bottom, which shows very good strength and price momentum. We expect a correction of 40–60%, and we will definitely add it to our portfolio. It will be possible to try to take 100 X's. The next project is Swarm Markets from the RVA sector. Its capitalization at the moment is $16 million. The asset has already grown, which is also very good. I added to my list. The next project is Connext. Its capitalization of $37 million is taking into account the growth over the last period. Only for a month, the price has grown 2 times. I am also waiting for a correction on it. Let's move on. The next project is MintLayer. A bunch of funds on board. It's an infrastructure project. Capitalization $46 million after quite a significant growth. Very good dynamics, very good volumes. Has a huge potential for growth this year. Now I will move on to the projects that have not yet gone on the exchanges, but which you should keep an eye on. And I want to clarify something. I want to say that you should almost evenly distribute your entire deposit for investing between these coins. This will diversify your portfolio as much as possible, so you will protect yourself from the fact that some projects will not grow much or will not grow at all. So be smart, diversify, follow risk management, and do your own research. The first project is W. It is literally called W. It has only one letter in its ticker. The coin is called Wormhole. This project has not been released yet, but will be released according to promises in the near future, so keep a close eye on it. And the second project I'm following is Layer 0. This protocol allows tokens and other assets to be easily moved between different blockchain networks, creating a single space for digital transactions. The third project is EigenLayer. It is a next-generation staking, literally DeFi 3.0. Projects like this will be bursting with growth in the new bull market. We will wait together for the listing of these coins. But the biggest hype in crypto will be related to artificial intelligence. And the Wolf of Crypto Street channel was with you.